mother, your father, your wife, your children, all will take this karma results. Will they suffer for you? He said, yes, they love me so much. Okay, we'll stand here for some time. You go and check. You go to your house and ask them whether they will also share these sufferings. Then Narayan said, that's a good question. I think I will do it now. He wasn't a fool. He thought that if I go back to my home, these 7 people will run away. Was it a trick? That is what was he thinking of. What he did was he took some robes and tied them up to the trees so that they will not run. He went back to his house, called all the inmates together, sat in the middle and asked this question. My father, my mother, my wife, my dear wife, my children, I am doing a lot of crimes that I know. I have killed people. I have made some ladies widows and children orphans. I have done something which a normal person should not do. But that was my profession, I understand. I had a lot of violence in my life. But all these things were for you, not for me only. So there will be a karmic reflections of these things. I will have to suffer all these pain. Well, I want to ask you a question. Won't you be with me? Won't you share these sufferings? Because I'm working for you. I'm doing all these things for you. Then they sat in silence for some time and said, how come we share these things? It's all the nonsense that you do. In Malayalam they say, avanavan cheyyunnathin phalam avanavan anubhavikkunne varu. That means you have to suffer yourself for what you are doing. Nobody can share this. That was a shock, a terrible shock on Ratnagaran's mind. Ratnagaran walked out of the house. He was thinking of all those crimes that he did, and he became very emotional. He thought that he was doing all these things for his wife and children. But now they say they disown these things. See, he was thinking that he was doing all these crimes for them. But they are not ready to take the negatives of these karmas. See, it's exactly what a government officer thinks when he takes a bribe. It's for my children. It is for the 3 girls, they are in my house. So they justify it like this. But the karma won't work in that pattern. Karma won't accept it. Whatever you do, the results, the sufferings will be yours. If you do good things will come to you. If you always keep yourself happy, happiness will come to you. If you always indulge in things making other people unhappy, definitely in life we are going to be unhappy, whatever things you have. That's why very, very rich people, very great celebrities, film stars, they sometimes commit suicide. They have everything, but their mind is immersed in unhappiness. That's karma. Well, he was crying when he was walking towards his saptashis. Later he started running because the sorrow was such a deep thing in his mind. He was regretting. He thought or he understood that this is not the way to live. Just take a break from Ratnagara. Think about yourself. Are you a very happy person, a very satisfied person? Do you think your life is the greatest life that can be lived on this planet? What have you earned in your life? What else we are doing What makes us different from animals? Think of it. An animal has only very few options, few priorities. The animals want food, for that they hunt. The animals need sex, and they search for it. And animals need children, and they have children. Animals want to bring them up, they are bringing them up. What else are you doing in your life? Just think. Maybe you say animals are not famous. Yes, some animals are very famous. But let's leave that. Fame, money, material pleasures, all these things last only for some time. Even the most popular people become unpopular within one day. Even the richest people died in the COVID time. They couldn't do anything with the millions of dollars that they have in the Swiss bank. Isn't it? So, what's the use of money? You're loving your children, bringing up, and now they are in Canada, they are in America, they are in Australia, they are in China, and you have some trouble, you have some health problems. They are not ready to come. They don't want to come. They don't think it is essential to be with you. That's the use of money. You have spent a lot of money for the children, but the children are not helping you. Financially, you are down. They are not ready to help you. See, all the greatest things that give you happiness are not with you. You are a very busy film actor and you are running from one location to another, but you can't see your children. You can't be with them. But you think you are a proud father. You are not a good father at all. You are behind money. You are behind fame. It's a rat race. You have American dollar, Japanese wife, Chinese cook, French whiskey, and all these things. Maybe an Indian guru on the other side of the phone to get advice. But you are still unhappy. When you sit in darkness thinking of your past, yes, you have earned a lot of money. Greater money than your brother has. So what? The answer is zero. That's exactly what Ratnagaran feels now. He falls at the feet of the Saptarshis and cried and said, something else should have been there to make you a very happy person, a very satisfied person. I am missing that. I know that I have committed so many sins, but I'm sorry. Now I know that this is not the path I should have taken. In everyone's life, such a junction will come when you understand. If you are again and again going back to these material pleasures, of course, like a train going forward, you will be going and going and going without any concern. But one day, your train will enter into a tunnel. There will be darkness around. Then the thinking will start. Ratnagaran's mind started crying for what he has done. So, he asked in desperation to the rishis, Sir, is there any way to change my life? Then they said, yes. If you really feel so, if you really feel that there should be a spiritual development in your life, you can do it. Even if you have committed the sins which cannot be washed by the 7 seas, all the sins of Arabia may fail to wash your hands, but still you have hope. The Western concept of hell is like this. There is a board in front of the hell. Those who enter here abandon all hopes. You cannot go into hell with any hope. You are ruined. You are ruined forever. You have never a chance to come back. But Indian concept is not like that. Even the worst of the human beings can come back if he can walk into the path of the spiritual growth. Then Vatmik said, I'm ready to take anything. I'm ready to sacrifice a whole life for it. Then the Saptarshi said, good. We will teach you one mantra. You have to recite that mantra. Then Vatmiki, at that time he was Ratnagara, was not educated. So he won't be able to digest some complicated mantras. They said it's a very simple mantra. They made him sit between two trees. Sit there. And they said, just chant Rama, 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 Rama. Poor Ratnakaran couldn't. See, he was not even having the power to say Rama. It is like that. When you are fully immersed, like in the drainage of materialism, you will think, this is the world. I am the great person. I have driven this vehicle of life in a wonderful way. Rama, Rama. That's very simple for us, isn't it? But he couldn't say. So they said in the reverse manner, Mara, 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 Amara, Imara, Amara, Imara, Mara, 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 Mara. And he started saying Mara, 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 Mara. And finally it became Rama, Rama, Rama. And they asked him to sit there until they returned. This person sat there in complete silence. He started meditating. You know, it's not easy at all. Starting a spiritual life is not at all easy. When I say this spiritual life, I don't mean walking around with a big stick and all that, having saffron clothes and rudrakshas and all this and vibhuti on that. No, no, no. That's just a show. Living a life with spiritual values. No show off. Shankaracharya has said that Udaranimitta Bhakrita Veshan. That means people pretend to be sannyasis, pretend to be yogis, pretend to be a spiritual person, pretend to be godmen, just for money, just for fame, just for sensual pleasures. Years and years back, Shankaracharya warned the people that be very careful. And Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, he lived in the last century. 100 years have passed since the Samadhi of Swami Vivekananda. He himself has said, I have gone throughout India. I have traveled throughout India. Now I can tell you some truth. 85% of so-called God-men, spiritual personalities in this country are false. 85%. Then 10%, they are really mad people. People worship them. They are senile people, lunatics. And people think that there is something spiritual in them, then they worship. Then he said, but there is a 5% people who are really spiritual, who have walked in the path of spirituality and gained the greatest level of spirituality. So, there a person was sitting with total dedication. It is not easy for a person like that Ratnakaran to do it. It's a very difficult path, very, very difficult path. But he was sitting there. He was chanting Rama, 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 Rama. What does that mean? See, Rama means wipe away darkness. Wipe away the darkness from what? So Ratnakaran's conscious mind was saying, Rama, 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 Rama. Give me light, give me light, give me light. And the subconscious was asking, what is this light? The morning the sun comes and gives us the light. That light? No. His conscious mind was not ready to accept it. No, there is some deep meaning in what's called light. I want that. I want that consciousness. I want that knowledge. And Ratnagaran entered into deep meditation. He was sitting like it for years. Is it possible for a man to sit in deep concentration for years together? Unscientific, isn't it? Totally false, isn't it? Unbelievable. It is not unbelievable. You just search in the Google the saints meditating on Himalayas. You can see the videos of many people meditating, sitting in the -0 degree temperature, totally stationary. They sit like that for years, without movement, without even opening their eyes. There won't be a flicker of expression on their face. And day and night they will be sitting without food, without any movement, like that. So, it's not superstition. You can go to Himalayas and watch. Many foreign TV channels like BBC, they have stayed with these people for days together, 24 hours with their cameras, and they have proclaimed that it is true. Yes, Ratnagaran was sitting like that. And one day, the 7 saints came that way again. And what happened? We will see. Dear friends, I hope you all like this program. Please like. Please share. This is very important for us. We should make the new generation aware of the depth of Ramayana. And this program aims at that. So please share to all your friends and of course subscribe. That is very essential for us.